Hello everyone, I am Hanan Al Musa from Palestinian schools in Qatar. Today inshallah I am going to explain periods 8 and 9 from unit 1. The present continuous tense versus the present simple tense. Pages 11 and 12. Let's start. Now let's read these sentences and I want you to notice the underlined verbs. Number 1. We understand hurricanes better now. Number 2. We now know when and where one will arrive. I want you to notice in these two sentences the verbs understand and know. We use them in the present simple tense, but we have in the sentences the time expression now, and we know all that we use now to refer to the present continuous. So, how does it come? What do you think about that? Yes, because understand and know are from stative verbs, and we don't put these verbs in the continuous form. Even if the action is happening now, and we use now in the sentence, we don't put these verbs in the continuous form. For example, understand. If I want to talk about understand, I always use my brain and understand. So I understand now and in the past and in the future. So my brain is working all the time, not only now. So we use understand in the present simple tense. And so on with the rest of the stative verbs. So we can say now understand is from the stative verbs and know also from the stative verbs. Let's read this rule. So we don't use the stative verbs in the continuous form even if we are talking about something that is happening now, or even if we have a time expression like now as in the previous sentences. Here we have a list of stative verbs. Let's read them. Understand, know, believe, want, need, prefer, mean, love, like, hate, etc. So these verbs, we cannot put them in the continuous form with ing. We put them in the present simple tense. Now let's remember the rules of the present simple tense. After he, she, it, and singular nouns, we put a verb plus s, and we negate the sentences by using doesn't. And don't forget to use does in the questions. And after I, you, they, we, and plural nouns, we put a verb without s, and we negate the sentences by using don't. And also we use do in the questions. Now let's read this information box. Remember that we always or almost always put some verbs in the present simple, not the present continuous. Examples: love, like, dislike, hate, know, prefer, mean, need, understand, and want. We understand hurricanes better now. We now know when and where one will arrive. Find more examples in the text. Now I want you to go back again to the text, page 8, to read it again and to find more examples and sentences that are related to the stative verbs. I will give you 5 minutes to do that. Yes, now, Hanan and I love watching cartoons. We think that's bad. That means I can find the best market for my fish and take them there. Our parents like to stay in contact when they want to talk. So I want to notice the verbs that we have here. We have love, think, means, like, and want. In which tense are they? Yes, they are in the present simple tense because they are stative verbs. Check your answers, please. Now let's read the sentences in exercise 2. Number 1. The hurricanes are getting worse. Number 2. The forecasts are getting better. Number 3. Oh, someone is calling now. Excuse me. Now, which tense do we use here in these sentences? What do you think? Is it present simple or present continuous? Yes, it's a present continuous. We have in sentence 1 are getting, and also we have in number 2 we have are getting, and also we have in number 3 is calling. So are getting and is calling are what? Are present continuous tense. Okay, now look at the first sentence and the second sentence. Do you think the actions are happening now? The hurricanes are getting worse only now? The forecasts are getting better now only? What do you think? Do you think that are happening now? No, they aren't. They are changing over a longer time. So, in this case, we use the present continuous tense. We put a verb to be plus a verb plus ing. Are getting. Okay, now look at the third one. Oh, someone is calling now. What do you think about this sentence? Is it changing? Is the action is changing here? No. So the action here is happening now. So we can say that in sentence 3, the action is happening now. So if you want to talk about actions that is happening now and also about changing, we use the present continuous tense. Now look at the rule here. The present continuous tense. We can form the present continuous tense by using am or is or are plus a verb plus ing. For example, we say am walking, is drawing, are eating. Look at the sentences. Take the best way to complete sentences from 1 to 3. I will give you 5 minutes to do this exercise to complete the sentences. Now let's start. Number 1. The verbs in 1 to 3 are all in the present continuous. Number 2. The verb tense in 1 and 2 means something is changing over a longer time. Number 3. The verb tense in 3 means something is happening now. Please check your answers. Exercise 3. Read again. Find more sentences with the same verb tense, present continuous. Decide the meaning each time. A. Happening now. B. Changing over a longer time. I will give you 5 minutes to go back again to the text on page 8 and to find sentences of the present continuous. And I want you to decide if the sentences and if the actions are happening now or changing over a longer time. Now let's start. Happening now, changing over a longer time. According to happening now, we have a sentence. This week we are asking people of different nationalities. Now we have sentences, many sentences about changing over a longer time. The first one, modern satellites are collecting better information on their speed and direction. Number 2, my mobile is giving my family a better life. Number 3, we are calling and texting friends more and more. Number 4, mom and dad are getting angry. Please check your answers. Now exercise 4. Match and write sentences 1 to 3 and A to C. Write the verbs in the correct form. Here you have 2 columns. You are going to write the first column and then you are going to choose from the second one the best sentence to complete it. In the brackets you have verbs. These verbs you are going to write them in the present continuous tense because here we have changes. I will give you 5 minutes to do this exercise. Now let's start. Number 1. Hurricanes are going bigger. Wind speeds are growing too. Number 2. The number of mobile phones is rising. However, the number of landlines is falling. Number 3. Computers are getting smaller. At the same time, they are getting faster. So if you notice from these verbs, we don't have any time expressions that here to refer to the present continuous. But from the meaning of the sentences, here we have changes. Because of that, we use the present continuous tense. Number 5. Work in pairs. Say what is changing in your life. Schoolwork is getting more difficult now. Yes, and I am spending more and more time on homework. I want you to write some sentences in your notebooks about the changes that is happening in your life. For example, I am moving to a new school. For example, I am wearing hijab, etc. Think about some sentences, please. I want you to go now to page 12 to do the exercises about the present simple and present continuous. Exercise number 1. Write the verbs in brackets in the correct forms, present simple or present continuous. In this exercise, you have a conversation between grandma and mom, and also you have some verbs in brackets. You are going to correct them by using present simple or present continuous. I will give you 5 minutes to do this exercise and to correct the verbs in brackets. Okay, now let's start. Tell me about Sammy. He was having some problems at school. Was he? Is he enjoying it more now? Yes, things are getting much better now. He likes life here in London. What is he doing at the moment? He is sitting at the computer. This year he is spending more and more time with that thing. Does he go on Facebook every day like his cousins here in Palestine? They love doing that. Yes, he does too. But he isn't doing that now. Oh, so what is he doing now? Is he sending emails to people? Yes, he is. He doesn't always use Facebook. He often writes email too. Please check your answers. Now exercise 3. Write the conversation. Use the correct tense of the verbs. In this exercise, we have a conversation between a grandma and mom. And also here you have some words that you are going to reorder them again to make correct sentences and questions by using also correct tense, present simple or present continuous. I will give you 5 minutes to do this exercise. Okay, now, number 1. Does Nadia often email her friends too? No, she doesn't. She prefers to call them. Number 3. She's talking to her friend on her mobile in the living room now. Number 4. Does she always phone people on her mobile even at home? Number 5. She doesn't usually talk on this phone at home. Number 6. But she can't do that now because I am using it. Please check your answers. Thank you for listening. I hope you have understood the lessons.